hours into a hearing with the public voicing their thoughts on how Omaha should handle people who are homeless. Good evening, I'm Brian Mastery.
And I'm Erin Sullivan. A councilman proposed an ordinance making homeless encampments on public property illegal. Now that proposal calls for taking people to homeless shelters, or they could face possible fines.
First Alert 6 producer Roger Hamer continues his coverage on this issue that everyone agrees at one point there needs to be a solution.
We disagree with an approach where individuals would be arrested and criminalized for being homeless.
Omaha Mayor John Ewing on Monday introduced a plan to address homelessness long term. Nearly a dozen service providers joined the mayor as he asked the city council to give him time to identify encampments, issue eviction notices, and connect those in the encampments to health and housing options.
Our role was to make sure that we as providers could commit to doing something different. So I took on, Threshold COC took on the leadership of trying to rally the homeless system to change our practices and policies and procedures to meet the needs of the city.
Councilman Brinko Harding says he introduced his ordinance calling this a public safety and public health issue that needs to be addressed immediately.
Not only for the people in the encampments, but also for the neighbors and businesses who live around us. Look, there's prostitution going on in there, there's sex trafficking going in there, there's drug use, there's human waste. That's not acceptable. And they're saying that they're going to take a look at this for the next 6 months and try to do something within 7 to 10 days. That's 7 or 10 days too long.
Harding says the reason for potential fines up to $300 is not to criminalize homelessness, but to allow the homeless to have legal representation.
If we didn't have that in there, they wouldn't have the ability to have a public defender. So I'm trying to look out for those in these situations because, again, the first thing we want to do is offer them to get the help that they need. We understand that there are many that aren't going to take advantage of that, but we want to make sure that we are addressing those needs of the homeless people as well as the general citizenry of Omaha.
Have him removed right now. You're out. You're not going to remove. You're not going to interrupt this meeting. You're out.
The council meeting got heated at times. Two men were thrown out for disrupting the proceedings. Some speakers were fed up with the issue.
Ask the Douglas County Sheriff for help. Ask the State Patrol for help. If necessary, ask the governor for help. National Guard.
At times, some speakers saw both sides of the problem.
There's no real solution being presented here. It's $300 to people who can't afford it. $30, 30 days in jail, so when you get out, you're just right back in the same situation.
Is throwing them in jail and all that really going to be the long-term answer for some of them that would be willing to help themselves out here?
Criminalizing the conduct of the homelessness does not solve any of the root causes of that homelessness.
We can talk this thing to death. I think we need to get something done. Let's not kick the can down the road. Let's put forth something that might be bad on somebody's part and use that as a stepping stone into a long-term real solution.
In Omaha, I'm Roger Hamer, First Alert 6.
Omaha City Attorney Matt Kusi says more than 150 cities across the country have some type of urban encampment ordinance. He says the Supreme Court ruled last summer such an ordinance is not in violation of anyone's Eighth Amendment rights.